3d6 down the line.
Okay, that's it. That's
What the
episode
hell,
40,
David? What are you doing?
42 in the book.
It's not enough, David, that you go and fuck yourself. You take all of us with you.
It's actually better that way, though. Really. I mean, you got to admit, you guys got to be happy that you're all together.
Exciting thing like that has happened in a long time. I would just like to say that you compare the nice, sober, logistical session that we had last week. Like machines, dude. We just hit a room, we cleared the room, we moved on. And this session, we've just been banana level 9 all over the goddamn place.
It's what you have being here for. It's why I'm here. I will say I couldn't have predicted that. And it did somehow manage to be the most Onweir and most David set of occurrences that could have happened.
I thought the session was going to be peak David just with the Hithra Paleo Logos, which by the way, I know that this has superseded that, but in any other session that would have been a highlight of a mate. So I encourage you not to forget what you found in that weird chamber.
Oh, absolutely not.
It was very hard not to use this to go straight there. I'll be honest. That was my first instinct. And then I was like, okay, we have bigger fish to fry. And I kind of froze on camera thinking like, oh my God, there's so much.
But, I think this is perfect because it aligns with our big picture goals.
It was a very solid choice. I'll tell you that from a referee's perspective.
If only we knew where we were relative to Hithra's chamber now, why that would be swell. But we are going to have a slog to figure out our way out of this.
I'm pretty sure we're all going to die down here.
No. We're good. I've got 50 gallons of water. I mean, what
if there's no way out except the teleportation circle?
Womp womp.
We better get some shovels. We better find some shovels up in this bitch and just start digging.
And why is there snow and ice down here? How is that even possible? There's a lot of weird shit. Ted, you're right. You have no idea where you are relative to anywhere else. The only thing that you're fairly sure is that you're still within the ruins of Arden, somewhere within that cliff face. But where are you? And so therefore, all of this talk and planning about what is Garland going to do? What are the goblins going to do? Things have totally changed.
Hi, Garland.
Here's something. If there's snow and ice, there's water, which means we could be right behind the waterfall. We could be sort of below the rivers, something like that. But the snow part is really weird. Unless it was always,
what if it's magical? What if we're 10,000 feet beneath the surface of the earth? What if we're in a closed environment like that?
What if we're not on Earth anymore? But the other thing I wanted to say for the audience was, whatever alien planet that spaceship came from. But I figured if I couldn't come up with a proper noun, I would end up, like of the vacuum of space. So I didn't. But man.
Nope, you were very clear about where you wanted to go.
Yeah, that was
a great idea.
I think it's perfect.
It's practically maybe not perfect, but it's going to be fun.
Oh, for sure. No, I think it'll be. I didn't expect all of you to be pulled in with me. That was really interesting.
No, that was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm still kind of gobsmacked. It's hard for me to bring thoughts to comment on this because it's so existential.
You know what you're going to be thinking about all this week on Discord is like what you could have said. You know what I mean? Like all these things are all
thinking about is if we walk out of this, like, okay, so how like at the beginning of Lord of the Rings, the hobbits go off for their adventures, and when they come back, they're like clearly they're lords and they're well dressed and they have that air of experience about them, and everyone, that's going to be us rolling back into the broken head. We're going to come out of this. No, Mike, come on. Positive thinking. We're going to come out of this.
How are we going to get the loot someplace safe, jackass? We got to the only way you level up is by getting the money to the loot, to the broken head. We're going to have hopefully we can enslave like an underground ant army or something to haul all our shit out of here so we can level up One time.
You know what? Luckily, we have a druid who could make friends with an army of ants. Thank you.
Well,
what if I just trolled the whole group and said like the most mundane location possible at that?
Shawarma shop in Gospel.
Went for like round 3 of On We Were the Assassin and said Lady Alexia's bedchamber and just sort of stuck a knife in her.
Oh my god!
Right there. I thought about it. I fucking thought about it.
That would have been insane. That would have worked.
Bearing in mind, David, that John did say that it was possible to actually screw this whole campaign world up, where he would say it's no longer playable. Go.
Maybe if we killed Alexia, there'd be a lot of fun stuff that could come out of that.
Oh yeah. So the
gotta get the regalia first, man.
And it's right there. We're right by it too. It's just, we just go through the door.
This is a good. This is actually a good situation for having my feats of exploration system in effect, because when you're talking about like bringing money back and leveling, Mike, it'll be helped a little bit by the fact that you can continue to level and gain XP if you are able to rest in the dungeon while accruing XP for exploring and defeating monsters. Right.
Right.
True, very true.
But you're right. The major source is still like big halls of treasure, and that is lost to you unless you can magically find or establish a safe haven in this area, or find your way back. You know, who knows?
Well, also one really, really cool, exciting thing about the feats of exploration is that it's based on the amount of XP that the party needs overall, right?
Yes.
And since Av just leveled up, I think he needs like 50,000 XP now. So that whole percentage is going to go way up.
Yes. Yeah.
From
your number increases a lot now. Yeah. So.
But from like a cold hard like logical like approach to this, we have 80,000 experience points sitting in a fucking box that we didn't even make use of, right? Like, I mean, that would be just amongst us 4, 20 grand each, minus like whatever that would have leveled me up. And then if we came down here, I would be happy as a clam because I need like another 40,000 to like level again, right? Like, I mean, I'm just like, I love where we're at. I wish we had done this after we had caravanned all that shit out of here.
Like if it makes you feel better, by the time we get out of this, all of our retainers and all of that will be lost and dead. So it's fine. There's nothing for us to come back to. So we can just enjoy our little.
You do have a possible means of egress that you know about that you're literally standing in right now. You just have to get the tools.
Yeah.
Right.
We got to find like 6 more teleport things, right?
I'm just saying, like
anywhere. I bet it's here.
The possibilities are endless.
For a year, and we found one.
Look at it this way. Look at just like the events of the past session about how clearly your plan was defined, and how you had all these sort of contingent things going on, and just one small little discovery caused a complete 180 reversal in the campaign, and that there is still an equal chance of that occurring next time. You know what I mean? Like it could just literally happen at any point. Not that you would want to bank on that. Like you should still plan like you have been doing because that's been working out for you. But I'm just saying, like you always want to. One part of your plan should always be the wild card of discovering something that is a campaign changer immediately. It seems fairly obvious that Garden Bull has a number of those, right?
I'm really regretting.
So one thing that sent a cold shudder down my spine. One thing that sent a cold shudder down my spine is when we were off camera and Dave, we were doing the discussion. I think we reread Isocritus's notes about what he was talking about. And he made it sound like he had like a full set of teleportation circle tiles. And we never went to like his quarters or whatever, which we assume is in Monkey Town. And if there's like a full set of teleportation like panels sitting there in a chest by his bunk bed, I'm just going to murder myself.
I can't. I really doubt that he would have those tiles. I really
sounded like it. It sounded like all he lacked was a circle.
I think he was excited about knowing what the combination is, right?
Well, if we ever get out of this, we can go confirm.
Well, the specific marginalia that Isocritus wrote in that book was Tricoder's, like very excitedly, remember, Tricoder's wife, find the tiles, question G's prisoner about location of T-ring, likely jump right to MT's tomb.
So he doesn't have the tiles.
Yeah, so he needs the tiles, yeah.
There's also the element about questioning, like Isocritus thought that perhaps the prisoners that Gerlad had currently might have location, something of the location of the teleportation ring.
We found like 3 of those. Right?
Found a bunch of rings, yeah.
But they were behind.
The rings are a lot easier to find than the tiles.
I don't remember if any of those were in the common areas of Plunger Town. I think they were like back.
There's one basically right behind the secret door. Right.
There's one on the surface in the old castle on the island. And I thought there was a third one, but it's not coming back to me. So maybe
the one we're standing in right now.
Not for nothing, though. I think this is probably not terribly possible now, but we kind of gave up on old crazy Stink Britches from the prison who knew access to the gladiator school and all of that as just someone to be dismissed. It's entirely plausible that guy has a lot more information that we could have mined from him.
He was dead.
He's dead. You're right.
He died in a pile of flaming shit.
Oh, I forgot he fell in the pit. Oh shit! I forgot.
It was the worst death we've seen in Arden Vool, dude. He died in flaming shit.
I forgot he fell in there. Thank you for reminding me. That's funny.
Well, guys. So if we really need, like, this was kind of on my long to-do list anyway, but now that he has 3rd level spells, Av has locate object, so we can use that to find tiles. Say tiles are the only way back. It's several days down here, but at least it's something, right, to try to find some tiles that are hidden or lost around.
That's a good point. We have one. I don't know if having the blue tile would allow you to locate the yellow tile, right? But it is very plausible that there are more than one of each tile, so that if we tried to find another blue tile, we might find other tiles with it. Does that make sense? Yeah. So that's probably that's a fucking great idea, man. We should be doing that. I know my short, medium, and long goals here. If we survive where we're at now, we are locating object on this tile and finding other tile. That's a great idea.
It might be a really big leverage / currency down here too. Right. I mean, if we wander down and the guy in charge of Troll Town is like, I need a blue tile, and we have like 3 of them because we use the locate object on it. That's a pretty good trade right there.
Oh man, this is 100% what I want to do if we make it out of here alive. This is all I'm interested in now.
And the biggest thing too is, of course, time marches on, and as a timeline goes, I have a little thing about what people do in your absence, right?
That's my worry. Is if we're gone too long, I think our retainers might give up on us, just like they did in Dolmenwood, and we have a lot of loot with them.
I mean, luckily, we haven't been gone that long. We've been gone 1 day.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I guess we're nearing on 2 days since we had such a long rest, but
it's not so much how long you've been gone so far, but how long you anticipate being gone going forward.
Oh no, we got this, John. It's just we got this.
It's just a matter of finding some tiles.
I mean, honestly, John, if we play at the same rate that we are currently playing it, it'll be 2025 by the time we hit out of this month.
Exactly. But it'll be fun every step of the way.
You don't understand. Ted needs to count every pebble on the floor in this chamber to make sure. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Exactly.
Man, I'm tracking it.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Good point that David made though during the session too is that information is power. You've seen it a number of times. You guys have been doing great already with your note taking. If there's no, you guys have been. I don't have any notes actually. You guys have been doing great with it. I know it's difficult to just be able to pull up a random historical note right off the bat, but you can see which I really really like about the modular adventure is that shit matters. It is not just a random book in Skyrim that doesn't fucking mean anything. You know what I mean? It really matters.
It's huge, and beyond the obvious way in which it is, right? Like knowing more allows us to have sort of better decision making, et cetera, understand the riddles. Both this fire, which I just pray was not a one and done. It probably was, but if we can use this again, the ideas I have, including killing Alexi. I still want to just fly to our chamber and kill her, but it's fine. It's fine. Just a little destabilization. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. The other thing though is again, the God phone, right? The minute we found that very early in this campaign, I was like, holy shit. Okay, right? This is something that is basically useless to us, the less we know about, not useless, but you know what I mean? Like, it's relatively useless to us, the less we know about the dungeon itself. And the more we have, yes. I mean, and that is frankly, it's also a hard task because our notes are very long. You know what I mean? Like, it's very hard to lose some of these details, but like going back and cross-referencing and reconsidering this, you know, on our off time is huge because like what we would ask what we would say to another version of this Efreet. I mean,
the more information you collect, the more lore you collect, the more decisions you can make in these important.
At some point, the weapon becomes the least interesting loot object, right? Like, I mean, I'm being reductive, but right, like not to Mike. to me, the book though, like, becomes everything, man. Right? Like, I don't know. It's fascinating.
Go back over the books that you got. If you have questions about them, I can answer them. You know that all that stuff matters.
While we'll still have them.
I gotta say, Matt and Ted do like a hero's work with their note taking.
Yes, they do.
Absolutely.
Every note that I've taken in this campaign is here on my character sheet, which is blank.
Mike just shows up. Mike.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you both. It's
true. You guys do stellar job. Control F is your best friend in these sort of situations, frankly.
What does that do?
Don't worry about it, Mike.
It's a magic key combo. Anyways, it was good shit.